Alright, for this next video, we are going to be doing an oil change on my 98 BMW M3 convertible. Pretty straightforward process, but figure I might as well document it. So first thing you got to do is jack up the car. Because I have aftermarket Rieger body kit, I actually have to put a piece of 2x4 because my my side skirts hang down lower than where the jack contacts, and so the 2x4 is a spacer there. And so here we go. Okay, and as you can see, I've now got it jacked up. I actually have two of the aluminum race jacks, which is fantastic. And then we have some jack stands under there so I don't kill myself. And we'll be rolling under there on the creeper. Basically, I also wrote myself some cheat notes that says, hey, this is the last time that I changed the oil on the M3, and these are the two sizes that I need to take off the drain plug and the bolt that's on top of the oil filter housing. So, kind of a good way to remember that stuff. Okay, there's a nice shot of the underside of the car, and yeah, I leak a little oil, so it's a little dirty, but there's the oil pan, and I'll be going after the bolt there and draining it. And I actually do have a 16mm socket. Most sets skip from 15 to 17, so 16 is like the stupidest size that BMW could come up with. But what do you say, those Germans? Well, surprise, surprise, I discovered that I do not have a 16 for my bolt. I got a spiffy aftermarket bolt somewhere along the line of modding my my BMW. And so it's a 17 on mine, so I guess I'm gonna have to fix my writing on the wall. But anyway, you can see that the oil is draining away, and I'm probably gonna have to move this so it doesn't spill on the floor as the flow gets less. I drove it today, so you know, plenty warm on the oil coming out, so it'll drain nice and easy. And we'll let that happen, and we'll be working up top here soon. Okay, so as you can see, we're on the top side of the engine, and there is the oil filter housing. I love this design because it makes it incredibly easy to change your oil filter. Obviously, you can see I have lots of carbon fiber, but you know, that's just kind of part of my modding thing. Anyway, we'll be taking that off here in a sec, and we will continue. Okay, like I said, we took that off with a 13 with a little extension, and so that's done there. And now we can pull out this long bolt. Set that over here for now. And we'll be taking off the lid. It's probably hot, so hopefully I won't burn myself. Go. And there's the filter, and we'll be taking that out here in a sec. Okay, decided to put a glove on for the filter part. So I've been using the Male, which is a great brand, and so that is gone. And there's the inside of the oil filter housing. There's a couple little O-rings that we'll be replacing and putting the new filter in, but it's pretty quick and easy. Okay, here's my messy workbench. The only filter I was able to find today after going to a couple auto parts stores was a microguard. I'm not exactly thrilled about it, but it's what they had, and I guess it's what we'll have to do. So here is the new filter, and it comes with a lot of fun stuff. So it'll come with new O-rings, new crush washers, So we'll be putting that on. So here is the first O-ring, which I'll be taking off with a pick. Obviously there's one here on the filter housing. So let me replace those real quick, and we'll continue. Okay, well, you can't really tell, but I have new O-rings on each of those. And I did, of course, lube them up a little bit with some of this residual oil that's inside the filter housing cap. You probably wouldn't even notice it, but there's a tiny little washer right there that I'll replace with this new one that comes in the kit, because it's there. And then this one will be saved for the oil pan bolt. So next step is to take the filter, drop it in there. Looks pretty much, it's symmetrical, so don't have to worry about one side or the other. And then we'll take our cap, put our cap on, and lastly, take this long bolt, thread it back in. And then we'll end up tightening it up with that 13, which is pretty self-explanatory. Okay, there's my new, there's my oil plug with my new crush washer on it, and it had a little bit of metal shaving on the end, so not too bad. So we'll wipe that off and go ahead and reinstall it. And as you can see, it is an aftermarket plug because it's blue, because, you know, everything on the car has to be blue. Okay, so we have that all buttoned up. Jack stands are out, oil drain pan is out. While you're down here, take a look at the inner side walls and where it meets the tread of your front tires. BMWs, especially lowered ones, just eat up the inside with camber wear. So this is a great opportunity to take a look at the inside wear, because it's really hard to see, especially when your car is sitting 4 inches off the ground like mine does. So that actually looks surprisingly good. So I'm pretty happy. Okay, now we're lowering the car down a little bit at a time on each of the jacks. So the car isn't completely crooked at any given time. And then we'll do the other side, and basically the car will be level and ready to put some oil in. Okay, the car is lowered back down to its normal ride height, so all that's left is putting some oil in it. So pretty straightforward process. We'll be putting it in, checking it on the dipstick, and I use Mobil 1 European formula because it's inexpensive and it seems to do fine in this car. And that's it. Thanks again from Trayson's Toy Box, and don't forget to subscribe for more videos in the future.